Welcome to today's presentation and demo of the EverFlex Control as a Service solution. My name is Nick Loying, and I'm the Intelligent Automation Practice Principal for the Global Innovation Services Group, where our charter is to provide innovation and digital transformation services for our customers. Today, I'll guide you through a few slides to introduce you to the EverFlex Control solution. The solution is built on 4 key principles. We deliver it in a flexible as-a-service consumption model. We provide our customers that proverbial cloud-like experience they so desire. You're going to hear me say this a lot today. We break down data silos to enhance visibility across the IT landscape. And 4, we provide hyper-automation capabilities for our customers. Hyper-automation was a term coined by Gartner several years ago that basically means everything that can be automated should be automated. So let's take a moment and take a look at the challenges and obstacles that the platform is designed to overcome for our customers. I probably presented this slide to 100 customers, no exaggeration. And when I complete the presentation of this slide, I'll ask the customer, tell me, Mr. Customer, what am I missing here? And to a person, they'll say, no, this is it. You've hit it. These 4 or 5 issues or challenges resonates with all of our customers and buyers. So let's take a look at those for a few minutes. First, poor visibility. When we started this conversation several years ago, it was really about how do we increase your visibility, provide that single pane of glass, if you will, across an on-prem IT landscape, right? How do I get data from Pure? How do I get data from Dell? I want to see that in a single pane of glass along with our Hitachi environment for capacity, performance, asset management, maybe billing and chargeback. However, over the last few years, that conversation has evolved. A lot of our clients are coming back saying, hey, we need a hybrid cloud strategy. We need observability across a hybrid cloud landscape. So that conversation has now evolved to not just how do we provide a observability, 360-degree observability, if you will, across an on-prem landscape, but how do we help them with their hybrid cloud observability as well? Lack of automation. This has been a problem for our customers for years, right? I've got too many manual tasks. They're mundane, they're redundant. It takes away from my employees who need to be repurposed to higher value tasks, right? We'll talk about how the platform provides automation and advanced automation solutions that eliminates that mundane, repetitive task for our customers and helps them repurpose those resources to higher value tasks. Tool sprawl. I have too many tools, right? When we first started this conversation, we like to talk about tools reduction. We found over the years that can be a bit of a political line mine. We will talk about tools reduction. We do provide tools reduction, but typically we start with how do we help you operate, observe, and orchestrate, if you will, across that multi-tool environment, right? How do we help you observe, automate, and orchestrate across multiple tools while we look at a future state of that tools reduction? So we're going to talk about that as well. Mean time to detection to mean time to resolution. So we're going to talk about advanced capabilities around using AI for automated root cause analysis. How do we provide topology mapping for end-to-end, if you will, visibility all the way from infrastructure to application. So when we have an outage, we can map that cascading failure to all the resources that are affected. By the way, when we have that outage, we'll be able to use AI to create a pattern to learn from that outage so we can move our customers from being proactive to reactive to proactive. So we're going to talk about how we can help our customers improve that mean time to detection and mean time to resolution. And finally, cost control. How do we drive out inefficiencies? How do we optimize environments? And how do we reduce that total cost of ownership? So how does EverFlex Control map to current market trends? I always like to look at Gartner and Forrester, IDC, these types of benchmarking organizations, see where they say we're going to be in the next 3 to 5 years from a market perspective, from an industry perspective. Where will our customers' expectations be? And are we aligned to those market trends? Are we well positioned, if you will, to help those customers succeed? So let's take a look at a few of these data points. From the latest from Gartner says by 2028, over 50% of traditional on-prem infrastructure will be replaced by consumption-based services like infrastructure as a service, like EverFlex. That's up from 15% in 2023. IDC had a similar study. I think they came out around 45 to 50% are going to be buying these infrastructure as a service, consumption-based models over traditional infrastructure. However, their data point has something that's somewhat interesting. 65% of IT decision makers want strategic vendors, IDC says. They want strategic vendors and partners to take over administrative and operational responsibilities for infrastructure, allowing their staff to focus on business outcomes. How do they want them to do that? 72% of those organizations have already seen improvements from intelligent automation. What does that tell us? It tells us that the buyer's expectations have evolved. they're not just looking for that flexible consumption model, right? They're looking for that strategic vendor and partner that can bring those advanced automation capabilities to automate those redundant, mundane tasks so their internal staff members can focus on business outcomes. So as we think about EverFlex and EverFlex Control and where we fit into the portfolio, sometimes we can think of it as, well, it's a nice to have, right? What the market is telling us, it's not a nice to have, it's a necessity. Our customers expect these intelligent automation, hyper automation, advanced digital transformation capabilities to be deployed in their environment as a part of this infrastructure as a service portfolio solution. So it's not a nice to have, it's a must have, and it's what our customers are looking for to help them advance to their goals and objectives. So what is EverFlex Control? So we are the common control plane for the EverFlex infrastructure as a service portfolio, and we seamlessly integrate with customers' existing tools and processes. So over the next few slides, I'm going to expand on the following, but we're going to provide a self-service portal. We're going to provide heterogeneous observability and orchestration. We're going to provide intelligent alert management, automation and self-healing. We're going to provide artificial intelligence for AI ops. We're going to provide an automation library of over 100 pre-built workflows for things like provisioning, decommissioning, data migration, and much more. So we're going to expand on these capabilities over the next few slides. So where does EverFlex Control sit inside the EverFlex portfolio? So we know we go to market with three options for EverFlex. First, the consumption-based option. EverFlex Control provides a portal-based environment, and customers can go there and access basic consumption and cost reporting and analytics. And we also provide their monthly bill, their billing cycles, so they can go there and download their monthly invoices. However, for customers that select our EverFlex Foundation option, they receive a full suite of the capabilities of EverFlex Control. That includes infrastructure performance monitoring, that includes application performance monitoring, cloud cost management and on-prem cost management, which is hybrid cloud cost management, deep infrastructure analytics, and the pre-built catalog of automation workflows that we've talked about, over 100 workflows for storage operations, Kubernetes operations, and virtual management operations. For managed services, obviously, they're going to receive everything that the foundation customers receive with some custom options. So they might receive some additional custom automation, additional custom observability, which we can do as well. So that's where EverFlex Control fits inside the EverFlex options from a consumption, foundation, and managed services perspective. All right, without further ado, let's talk about the expanded capabilities that EverFlex Control provides you and our customers. I like to simplify the explanation of what the platform does. At its core, it is a data aggregation visualization platform. We typically want to talk about it breaking down data silos. You've heard me reference that before. We want to aggregate that data and structure that data. Once that data is structured, we can then visualize that data in advanced visualizations in the management plane or portal. But then once we've structured the data, we can also act on that data with advanced automation. So we like to think about the platform in three categories: observability, right? 360-degree observability across a heterogeneous landscape. We're going to provide that single pane of glass, that centralized customer experience with dynamic visualizations and persona-based views. We're going to provide deep infrastructure analytics, capacity forecasting, capacity trend, performance analysis, resource management. We're going to be able to get a view of all the resources that we have under management, right? We're going to be able to talk to do hybrid cloud FinOps, right? So here we're talking about cloud cost management and on-prem cost management, along with extensive reporting. We also have an AI ops module for intelligent alert management. So here we're going to use machine learning, if you will, to take data and tune and train a machine to do intelligent alert management. In our managed services customers, when we've used this for our managed services incident and event management, we've seen as high as a 90% reduction in alerts. On average, we see around 50 to 60% reduction alerts across our intelligent alert management. So very effective. It reduces the number of incidents and events that they have to work. And what does that do? It reduces their total cost of ownership. We're going to be able to, as I mentioned earlier, provide improved mean time to detection and mean time to resolution. We're able to do things like anomaly detection. I mentioned this earlier. We're going to take an algorithmic approach to be able to identify an outage. We're going to create a pattern for that outage. We're going to learn from that outage, and allows our customers to go from being reactive to being proactive in managing these outages. We're going to be able to do things automated root cause analysis. We're going to be able to do things like end-to-end topology mapping to the application layer. So we're going to be able to see that cascading failure and all the resources that are affected by it. And then, as I mentioned, when we get alerts that come in, let's say, and we have a known outcome to that alert, why do we want a human to do something a machine can do, right? So we want to introduce things like autonomous self-healing to that environment. So if I've got a database to stop, for example, and I've got a runbooker script that's automated to go restart that database, I want to be able to trigger that automation in an autonomous way in a complete end-to-end, what they call zero-touch resolution or self-healing environment. So we can do all that in our AI Ops module. And finally, we have an automation and orchestration section. As I mentioned here, I've mentioned a few times, pre-built catalog of automation workflows of over 100 different workflows around provisioning, decommissioning, data migration, and much more. We have a workflow, for example, that moves a VM into containers, for example. So you're going to see an example of our automation workflows in our environment. So with that, I'm going to go to this architectural drawing, and we'll take a look at what you're going to see here and experience in the demo. So I like to just walk through the EverFlex Control architectural diagram. I think it simplifies and helps you understand what you're going to see here and experience in the demo. As I mentioned, at its core, the platform is a data aggregation visualization platform, but it needs data sources, right? So you're going to see modules for infrastructure analytics. You're going to see modules for infrastructure performance monitoring, infrastructure intelligence. You're going to see application performance monitoring. All that data, if you will, is a data source. That data is being aggregated, structured in our data delivery platform, and then delivered to our visualization platform for dynamic visualization. You're also going to see third-party applications such as our Cisco environment. Here, we're going to take our Cisco Intersight environment, we're going to aggregate that data and structure that data, and we're going to show you an example of how you're visualizing that data in the management plane. You're also going to see our catalog of automation workflows. And as I mentioned here, this is for provisioning, decommissioning, data migration, storage operations, Kubernetes operations, and VMware operations. This catalog of automation workflow is again available in the management plane. Again, the management plane acts as that centralized customer experience. We want to give them that cloud-like experience. So here they're going to be able to get access to all their observability, if you will, analytics across one centralized location, not just Hitachi environment, but third-party environments. And they're going to be able to get access to the catalog of automation workflows for automating and orchestrating across not just Hitachi's environment, but third-party environments as well. So without further ado, let's take a look at the demo.
EverFlex Control is a robust, scalable, and secure SaaS solution for hybrid cloud infrastructure management. It is the common control plane for the EverFlex Infrastructure as a Service portfolio and seamlessly integrates with customers' existing tools and processes. We begin the demonstration at the home page, which is highly customizable. We can easily change out logos and themes, and from a visualization perspective, you can see here where users can change their pie charts to bar charts easily. The home page is also highly configurable with persona-based views, allowing users to edit content based on their preference. By selecting the Edit button, you can see the user is presented with a list of additional reports. If I wanted to add, say, some system reports to my home page, I select Add, and you can see we're presented with this widget. These widgets are editable, so you can see I can easily expand that widget to build my home page based on my preference. Now let's take a look at the dashboard section, which presents users with a base suite of infrastructure observability. Let's take a look at a few of these reports. Under our asset summary report, we can see all the list of assets that we have currently under management. If we wanted to get information on a specific device, we could actually take a look at our device section for our Hitachi block storage. If we wanted to get some analytics around capacity, we can see that here. We also have a series of site reliability engineer reporting. So we can see here from our SRE operations tab, we can get all information or relevant information around incident, change management, and problem management. Now let's take a look at our operations section, which gives us direct access to all the modules that we currently have under management. Currently, we are looking at our artificial intelligence for IT operations, our infrastructure performance management, hybrid cost management, application performance, and infrastructure analytics. However, you can see that we also have access to our Cisco Intersight environment here, so we can get access directly to this environment by launching that application here. You can see now that we have direct access to our Cisco Intersight environment. And just as a point of reference, if we were to take a look at our Fabric Interconnect Health Summary environment, we can actually see information around the health of the environment. As we pivot back to the Operations tab, we're going to be able to see this relevant data aggregated and visualized in our dashboard section under our Cisco Intersight. So let's go back and take a look at that from the dashboard section. As we return back to the EverFlex Control management plane, if we were to pivot back, say, for example, and take a look at our inner site environment here, and take a look at those fabric interconnects directly here, you will see that that data has been aggregated, structured, and visualized here in this platform, giving that customer that centralized customer experience. They have one location to monitor, observe, and manage all of that environment, all those modules in one particular location. So that's just a good example of how we're taking data from a source, aggregating it, and visualizing here in the management plane. Now let's take a look at our self-service catalog of automation workflows. We have over 100 pre-built workflows for storage operations, Kubernetes operations, and VMware operations. Let's take a look at a sample provisioning exercise. So for our example provisioning exercise, we're going to create an existing host group volume allocation without replication across an Hitachi block storage. You can see that the user is presented with a simple web form. These web forms can be customized based on user preference. Also, by the way, the workflows can be customized based on the user preference as well. These web forms include a list of predefined devices. So for here, you can see we're selecting this particular storage device. And for our EverFlex Control customers, or excuse me, for our EverFlex customers, we also have the ability to give them pricing for this expansion. So you can see here as we added 50 gigabytes of capacity, it's an additional $500. If I were to change that to 150, you would see that that price changed to $1,500. So for our EverFlex Control customers that are in a self-service mode, they can actually see what that additional capacity expansion would cost them based on this web form and based on this provisioning exercise. By selecting Submit, you're going to see that we initiate a request management ticket. So we see now here the request management section. So this is the ticket that we actually generated with that provisioning exercise. And in the request management section, you can see all the relevant details related to that request, who requested it, when they requested it, what's the status of the request, all the relevant information related to the request. As you see here, the price that's related to that request, and users can also manage where that request is currently in the process. And that concludes our demo today of the EverFlex Control solution, which is designed to observe, automate, and orchestrate across your hybrid cloud environment.